right, welcome back for another episode of 3 Minute Success. Today I am talking about when it's time to make a move with your CPA team as a business owner. All of us know that we have to file our taxes. It's a fact of life. So compliance is really the focus at the core for most CPA firms, which makes total sense. But as business owners, we really need additional tax planning so that we can make better business decisions. So I'm going to walk through the 4 signs to know when it's time to look for another CPA team. Sign number 1, you've asked for tax projections and you're not getting them. A tax projection is when you're giving your CPA, here's my information year to date, here's my expectations for the remainder of the year. Can you plug that into the system and look at if I'm going to have a tax problem when it comes time to file? And what should we do between now and then? If you're not getting that information, at least in your current tax year, then you're missing out. You should ideally be running that out 2 to 3 years in the future, especially if you have an asset-heavy business where you're going to be acquiring lots of new assets over the next couple of years. You want to look at which years you might want to do those together so that you can get maximum tax benefit for doing so. Sign number 2 that it's time to look around. You've asked for guidance around the timing of using your capital, but your CPA doesn't want to offer a recommendation. Again, we usually see this with asset-heavy businesses or just businesses who are looking at, I need to make an injection of capital into the business. We need to do something different. Should I do that this year? Should I do that next year? When does it make sense to do that? And we'll often see that when you get into like late 3rd or 4th quarter and business owners are going, hey, I can do this in December or January. When does it make the most sense? If your CPA doesn't want to provide guidance there, it's a really good sign that they actually don't do tax planning, or they're just very risk averse and don't want to essentially put their neck out there and give you any information. So you're not asking them to make the decision, but you are asking for input. Hey, help me understand from a tax perspective, when would it make the most sense to be able to put this capital to work? If you're not getting that, it's time to look around. Sign number 3, your CPA knows less about taxes in your industry than you do. We end up seeing this, unfortunately, with specialty industries like real estate and oil and gas and others where there are a lot of provisions buried in the nuanced tax code that are really going to govern tax liability for your business. If you feel like you're more knowledgeable than they are, it's time to look around. And the last one is if you found errors with your prior year returns, it's really hard to have faith and trust. If you're not getting accurate compliance done, it's time to look around. Now, with the caveat that garbage in, garbage out, if you're not giving them good data and information, get your own house in order because you may be causing the problem. So if you find yourself looking at any one of those 4 signs, it's time to take a look around. Ask peers, ask your trade groups or organizations, who do they work with, who specializes in your industry, and then go interview them. If you'd like to see what our interview questions are that we recommend that you ask, go to entrepreneuralign.com, go to our blog, and you'll find our checklist for interviewing a new CPA team. Hope this was helpful for you today. I'll be back again next week. Thanks.